Hello seniors, welcome back to our video series for college-bound seniors. This is video number 4, Letters of Recommendation, and I'm Mrs. Weitzel, and I will be walking you through this process today. So what will we cover in this video and why should you watch it? We're going to go through the steps of how to obtain a letter of recommendation and get those uploaded to your particular colleges. So before you begin the process, the first thing you need to know is what letters will I need to satisfy each college that I'm applying to. Some colleges may need 1 teacher letter of recommendation, some may need 2 or 3, as well as a counselor letter. So it's up to you to know what you need in order to satisfy your particular colleges. Now, many of them may allow you to add more than their minimum, and maybe you can put in something from a coach or a activity, club advisor, employer, something like that. So take a look at that. Once you know what you need, then start on this process. The first step is to talk to the person that you need a letter of recommendation from. We believe that it is best if you do this in person. Not only is it more personal, it's a great way to make that individual request, but also if you send an email, you don't know if they got it. It might be buried in their inbox. So this way you've had the conversation, you know what their response is. Before you speak to them, plan out your timeline. We recommend that you give your writer 2 to 3 weeks notice. Much more than that, they'll forget. Much less than that, they may have to rush and won't be able to do you justice in their letter. So have that conversation, share with them the timeline that you're looking at so they can make an informed decision about whether or not they can meet your needs. Once they have agreed to that, the next thing that you are going to want to do is to send them your personal profile form or the resume, possibly, maybe both. So in the LHS College Bound Senior Class of 2024 classroom, you have been assigned, I believe, the assignment of personal profile, but you can also always find it under classwork and just open it. Please be sure that you include your name in this, as well as the date the letter is needed. You've already talked to the person about the date, but putting it on this form just helps them keep track and keeps them reminded. Past that, it's your choice as to what information you want to include on this form. The more, the better, but it's not an exam and it doesn't have to have every answer. This question is one that I particularly like if I'm writing, and that is, what do you want your writer to address in your letter? You may be asking 2 teachers, and you want one of them to talk about your perseverance in understanding difficult content, and the other one you want them to talk about how engaged you are in classroom discussions and how important your addition to the class is. Maybe you're asking a teacher who knows you either as a coach or a club activity sponsor. Maybe you want them to write from that point of view. So please be very clear in what it is. That way you won't end up with letters that all sound the same, and you'll have more of yourself represented. Go ahead and follow through with the rest of this, and once you have it done, then you will simply share it with your letter writer. Okay. Then your next step that you're going to do is you need to request through either the Common Application or Zello, depending on what colleges you're applying to. You need to make a request to your recommender so that they can upload that letter in that platform. So there's a separate video for Common App, a separate video for Zello, and both of those videos will tell you how to make that request. One thing to know that it is currently professional practice that letter of recommendations are not shared directly with students. There may be some teachers that will share it with you, but for the most part, I think you will find most of them do not. Colleges won't accept them from you directly anyway, and most of your scholarships will want them uploaded directly from the letter writer. If there comes a time that you need to upload it yourself, then just speak to the individual and let them know that you're going to need to have access to that PDF of your letter of recommendation. Okay, so you've talked to them, you've shared your personal profile, you've sent the request through Common App or Zello. Now, shortly before the deadline that you've set, please touch base with them. A nice, gentle reminder. Hey, Mrs. Weitzel, just a reminder, my letter of recommendation, I'm hoping it will be uploaded by Friday. Do you have any questions before that's done? Now, that's a great reminder to me, if I haven't already done that, to get that done by Friday. Please think about setting your deadline at least a few days, if not a week or so, ahead of the actual deadline that it is due to the college. Just like you, teachers are very busy and they may miss a deadline. So give yourself a little buffer there. Now then, you can check in your Common App account and your Zello account and see if the letter has been uploaded. So if somebody's on top of it and they've gotten it done early, fantastic. You don't have to worry about them. But maybe it's your deadline date and you see that there's still a letter that hasn't been uploaded. Please take the time to speak to that person and let them know that you are expecting them to meet that deadline. And if they can't, pin them down to when it can be done. Don't give them the out to just give you a generic, yes, I'll get it done soon. That's not going to work. This is your future. You need to make sure it's going to be taken care of. So have that conversation if they don't meet your deadline. But again, you'll be able to see when it's sent. Don't forget also that you need to follow up in your student portal at each of the colleges you're applying to and see if it's received. It's going to take probably generally around 2 to 3 weeks from the time it's uploaded till the time that it shows up in your student portal account. But follow up and make sure that it got received by the school. Sometimes in internet, it doesn't happen. Once you know that your recommender has sent this off, please follow up with a nice thank you note just to make sure that they feel appreciated. Most of them are writing these during their own time, and that just helps for keeping goodwill with everyone. As always, if you have questions about this step or any step in the college process, please make an appointment and see your counselor. Thank you, and I'll see you in future videos.